Johnny, to begin, if you'd like to stand up, come to the front, do a little dance for the camera, just to show other people how much fun this is. No?
No.
Johnny, what's been going on? I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
I'm preparing my test.
Yeah?
Not IELTS.
Are you?
No.
Not your IELTS test, a different test.
School test.
Your school test.
Yeah.
Okay. End of the year?
Or
midterms. Okay. So when do you take this test?
At least it's over.
It's autumn?
It's
It's already finished.
It's finished.
Oh, okay. Well done.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Excellent. Alfred, do you go to high school?
No.
You finished high school?
High school.
You already finished high school? High school. Johnny, he goes to high school. He's a young man.
Wow.
I know. He looks about 20. Actually, he's about 12.
12.
No, I'm joking. He's about 18.
18.
So what do you do, Alfred? I never met you before.
I'm working.
You got a job?
Yeah.
Good man. Johnny, get a job. Don't be lazy.
I won't be.
I'm only joking, man. So what do you do, Alfred? What's your job?
I'm an engineer.
Okay, good. An engineer. There are many different kinds, right? What kind of engineer are you?
Software.
A software engineer.
I'm focused on quality control.
Quality control of the software.
Yeah.
Johnny, do you know what that is?
No.
Neither do I, but it sounds very... You must be very smart. Very professional, yeah.
Not really.
And so and now you're studying IELTS because...
I want to apply university in Australia.
You want to go to Australia?
Yeah.
Johnny too, he's going to Australia. And you're gonna study for a master's in Australia? Study a master's degree?
Yeah.
In software engineering? No.
I focus on business.
Business. Good man. And how long have you been studying IELTS?
Recently.
Just recently started. Well, today is very exciting. Johnny, are you excited? Not really, but it's okay. I prepared quite a lot, you know. I guessed maybe around 5 or 6 people, but there's only 2, which means that each of you have to do the same work as about 3 people each. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Sure, good man. Alfred, just say yes.
Yes.
Good. So what we're going to do, we're basically just going to practice the speaking test, okay? So we do the 3 parts, right? Part 1. Johnny, what happens in part 1?
Easy conversation.
Pretty easy conversation, right?
Yeah.
Simple questions, and all you've got to remember for part 1. What have you got to remember for part 1? Part 1, we do some short, direct answers with little extra. A little extra information, right? So, for example, if I ask you, are you a student or do you work? A really good answer, Alfred, would be, I work right now. That's your short, direct answer, and then more information would be, I'm a software engineer. Beautiful, okay? Johnny, you're going to go first. And your topic is shopping.
Shopping.
You like shopping, right?
Quite
like it?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Lucky. So, Johnny, when was the last time you went shopping?
Last time I went shopping is 2 weeks ago. And I went to the Sogo department store.
Beautiful. What did you buy?
I buy these pants.
You bought these pants. They look very old though. I think you're lying to me.
Destroy.
Okay, so these are kind of pants that they look old, but actually they're new.
Yeah.
Very strange. But I'm old, so I don't understand. Johnny, do you prefer shopping in a small store or going to a big department store shopping mall?
I prefer the small store because it's usually more cheaper and you can find different kinds and unique one.
Beautiful. Is there anything that you dislike about shopping? For me, easy to answer. Many things. But you just need one. Tell me one thing that you dislike about shopping.
Dislike?
What is it? One negative thing?
Go to many different ways, separate way, to find the thing I want.
Right, you have to, okay, it's more difficult to find?
Yeah.
Right, beautiful man. Alright, so just a couple of little points, Johnny. Good answers, right? So the first question was, when was the last time you went shopping? And you've got to remember just past tense, man. It was, right? Your pants. Right, remember your past tense. And then these, the small shops are better because they are, can't say more cheap, people say they're cheaper. Don't worry though, dude, it's okay.
Least expensive.
That's okay, yes, you could say that. That would be beautiful. But it's too late now. Your chance is gone. I'm only joking. And the other places are good because there's a wider variety of goods. Yes. Shopping malls, I think, a little bit scary.
What?
Because they're just so huge and many of the men in shopping malls, they look quite sad. Their wife or their girlfriend looks quite happy, but the man often looks depressed and feel sorry for them. But that's life. Okay, not bad, Johnny. Alfred, that is your name. Alfred, it's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Alfred, the next topic is computers, but you know, you do this for your job, so it's just going to be too easy for you. Find you slightly more, okay, travelling.
Traveling.
Okay, travelling. Alfred, have you visited many other countries?
I went to Thailand before 3 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thailand.
Thailand.
And what did you do in Thailand?
Pattaya.
You went to Pattaya. I've been to Pattaya. Did you like it there?
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice.
Crystal water and
Crystal water.
beautiful beach.
Beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Did you see any scary lawai when you were there?
Oh,
Big fat lawai drinking. Did you see them?
Yeah.
Did they scare you? Did you run back to your hotel room?
Yes.
Yeah. Safer there. Which countries do you plan to visit in the future?
In the future, I want to Brisbane in Australia because I want to apply the university in Brisbane and University of Queensland.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Where you're going to Sydney, right?
Yeah.
Ah, never mind. Brisbane.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And what is your preferred method of travel?
I like taking a plane.
Yes, I've got. Yeah. It seemed like a stupid question, right? But you can't blame. It's the IELTS question. It's not me. I didn't write it. But it's good, man. It's a good answer. The only one when you talk about what countries you want to go in the future, just you miss out a little bit. You go. You can say I'd like to go to, and then whatever the place is. Now, when they use the word method. Here, I think it's also, it could be interpreted as like the way you travel, right? And this could be talked about like maybe in a small group. Oh, let's get rid of that. Or what's another way? Or maybe even backpacking, right? Maybe that. So when they say that the way that you travel, I think, yeah, it has to be an aeroplane, but to make your answer a little bit more full, you could say I prefer backpacking or traveling with a group. If you travel with a group, you usually will get to wear a red hat and you follow a woman with a little flag and she goes, everybody go to the toilet, and you will go to the toilet. Nice. Alright, good, that's pretty beautiful, right? Part 1 is easy. Well done. Congratulations. I still have many, many more part 1s to do. But before we do that, we'll do part 2. Okay? Right. Now, Alfred is quite new, right? Haven't been studying for too long. Johnny has been studying IELTS for several years.
Wow.
I know. So he's, you cannot call him just an expert. It's not really enough. He's like a guru, a wise master of IELTS. Johnny, could you please explain a little bit about what we have to do in part 2 so Alfred he can prepare in his mind. Part 2. Come on, Johnny. Alright, how long do you have to speak for in part 2?
Part 2,
Beautiful part 2.
5 minutes.
What I said about him being an expert on IELTS, I take it back. It's not true. Not that long. Sorry, not that long.
3 minutes.
A minute and a half.
2.
A minute and a half
Okay.
to 2 minutes. A minute and a half to 2 minutes. Okay, that's how long you speak for. How long do you have to prepare? Sorry. How long you?
Half minute.
1 minute.
1 minute.
You get 1 minute to prepare, and there are about 4 points. 4 points on your card, right? So what we have to do, the first 1 or 2 points, it's quite simple information. For example, we've got one here talking about a friend, right? You have to talk about friends that you've known for a long time, right? Now the first 2 parts, you've got to say who they are and where did you meet them. Where's the first time that you met them? So that information you can't really speak for too long. But the third part and the fourth part, you have to say a little bit more, right? Like the third part, what kind of person is he or she? So this would be describing their personality, right? This part you could speak for a little bit longer. What is this person like? And the final part, how has your friendship lasted for so long? This is another opportunity for you to speak a little bit more. So usually 4 points, 1 and 2, quite quick, right? Quick information. 3 and 4, you've got to speak for a little bit longer, okay? Beautiful. So, I give you this part 2, right? You've got 1 minute to, you can make notes and then think about what you're going to say. Do anything you want, really, for a minute. Pick your nose, look out the window. Don't look out the window, you can't see anything there. But, yeah, make some notes, think about your answer, okay? So, Mr. Johnny, you can have that one. It's a beautiful one, you're very lucky to get that one. And there we go. Alfred, that's the best part 2 question ever. I gave it to you specially. Alright, so you've got 1 minute, starting now, to make your notes. Alright, Johnny, because you're a wise guru, man, you have to go first. Because Alfred, he's not done it before. Got to be nice, man. You go first, you'll be alright. So first of all, Johnny, tell me your question.
Describe a situation when you need some advice.
Right, a situation where you need advice. And very, very quickly, what are your 4 points?
Who gave me the advice when this was, and what the advice was, and explain why you need this advice.
Beautiful. Now, Alfred, when you listen to Johnny's beautiful answer, right, got to make sure that he mentions all those points. If he doesn't, shame on him. And, he's got to mention who, when, what, why. Okay? Johnny, go ahead, man.
When I finish my writing for IELTS and I have to give this to my teacher for advice.
Alright, so you've got to say here, who is the friend, how you first met, friend's personality, and how your friendship lasts so long. Alfred, go.
This friend is my high school classmate. His name Dylan, and he is very kindly and honest. Sometimes very funny. What do I say? Because in my first year in high school, we always cheating during the class. And sometimes our teacher will stop us. Don't talk to each other.
This kind of advice, though, that we're talking about, it's a bit similar. I think it's kind of feedback, right? If you give a bit of work to a teacher and they give it back to you, I think you call that feedback. But it's similar, right, to advice. And you're going to say, the advice was related to writing, right? Especially grammar and what was it? Grammar and the length.
Yeah.
The length of the writing, right? And length. Well, that's probably enough. And then also, and then on the why, is it important, right? You have to put more emphasis, right? Emphasis on why it helped you. And you could also mention the consequence, right? Consequence of this advice was blah blah blah. So if you mention something like that after, because hopefully the advice helped you, right? And you say after this advice, wow, my writing got much better. I got a better mark. I went to the best university, got the best degree, best job, biggest house, most beautiful wife, dun, 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 everything because of this advice. All right, very nice though, beautiful. Okay, so he's a kind person. Say kindly, like just leave it to kind, right? And then if you're going to use you have to say, for why, I'd say, don't, in your answer, don't say why. Why would be in the question, right, but not in the answer. So you'd say, the reason I think he's a good friend is blah 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 blah, and then his personality, right? Personality. We need a few more. What other words could you use to describe him? Oh, you said he's funny, right?
Yeah.
You said he's funny. That's true. It's funny and kind. It's probably enough, right? You can't be more than that. If you're more than that, maybe showing off, right? 2 is enough. And then, how have you stayed friends for so long? How have you stayed friends? Yeah, I think you just, if you mention that you use Facebook and MSN, that's how you stay in contact, right? But the reason that you are still good friends, that's a different question, right? And when you do part 3, try to, we've got to try to think to sort of less emphasis on personal experience. Part two is all personal experience, right? Something about you. But part 3 has got to be more general, right? So think about it, not just yourself, but people in general. If you answer part 2 just about yourself, like the evil IELTS examiner man who'll go, rubbish. No, he won't do that. He'll go, that's a shame, because maybe your speaking is beautiful, really, really good. But so think more general, right? Wider sort of answer. As long as you put them into the different groups, the people who are giving the advice and the people who are receiving the advice. So say it's difficult to ask for advice because we may feel embarrassed, right? You have to admit that you're not sure what to do. And giving the advice is probably easier because the problem is not our problem, right? It's somebody else's problem. If somebody goes, oh, I've got many, many troubles with my girlfriend, I don't know what to do. You go, well, she's not my girlfriend, so, you know, do what you want. No, you have to, but also, now in some situations, right, maybe giving advice is more difficult. If you get asked a really, really difficult question, and it's your good friend, it's a serious problem, you have to really, you can't just say anything, you know, oh, just have a beer, forget about it, don't worry about it. That's terrible advice, right? If it's quite a serious thing, then it can be more difficult. I think we have to say, it's very important with this question as well, yeah, we need to put here, it depends, right? Depends on the advice. If you're going to say, if I say, oh, Johnny, I don't know what to do, right? I'm really, really hungry. I don't know, I kind of want some chicken, but wow, I really like a steak. So, oh God, you go, well, that's rubbish advice. But if you're going to go, you know, I'm not, if it could be a really big thing, maybe I don't have to move to Australia or stay in Taiwan. Wow, it's a big decision, right? So I think we have to be careful. It's not so clear, right? Alfred, do you collect anything?
No, I haven't this hobby. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Now, if they ask a question like this, right? Do you collect? I don't collect anything. Well, I do. I collect receipts from 7-Eleven. I don't want to collect them, but I've got a mountain in my apartment. Now, if they ask you a question but you've got no interest, right? Now, this one is, do you collect anything? No. Why would you collect anything? Of course not. You're going to do it, right? You're going to start off with, actually, no, I don't, right? That's your short answer. However, I'd like to collect, and then, you know, sort of say anything. Because if the answer, if you're too honest and too truthful, your answer's going to be really short. If they say, oh, are you interested in sport? You go, no, it's really boring. Oh no, it's quite short. So just make it up. Go, do you collect anything?
Actually, no, I don't. However, I would like to buy a CD.
CDs?
Yeah.
Beautiful, good answer. Okay, it's good, and you're just lying a little bit, but lying is fine.
Okay.
You know, it's only the IELTS guy, not your mum. Don't worry about it. Liar. Well, enjoy your food, enjoy your shopping. Thanks very much for coming. Have a beautiful Sunday. See you later.